Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, Maestro Geppetto. Hey, I want to thank you all for joining me, and I want to talk about a couple of babies that I brought to introduce to you. So first, I want to introduce Lavender. Lavender is very special to me. She was my first open-eyed baby. I seen her and had to have her. She was on Stephanie Ortiz with In Love with Reborn site. I just fell in love with her. Stephanie done a fantastic job painting her hair. Let's see, she got painted hair. She does not have a magnet in her mouth for a pacifier, which I will change eventually, but right now she does not have one. But she is just beautiful. And Stephanie's pictures on her site, she takes the best pictures. She is fabulous doing her pictures, and I can't match her at all. But her pictures just grabbed my heart. I fell in love with Lavender instantly. I fell in love with her Wendy also, but I couldn't afford to buy Wendy, so I just went with Lavender. And then a couple of weeks later, somebody was asking for a budget baby, and Teresa from Wild Child Nursery posted this Wendy kit. At the time, she had Wendy dressed as a girl, and she was a budget baby. She was affordable, so the person that she posted it to didn't comment, didn't want it, didn't respond back. So I responded and said, hey, I would love to have her. So we talked about it. I purchased or adopted Wendy, and we talked about it. And I said, at the time I didn't have any boys, so I said, let's just send it as a boy. So she sent him dressed in boys' clothes and with some boy stuff. And of course, he does have the magnet in his mouth for the pacifier. And he also has painted on hair, a little birthmark with the hair. And if you notice, she has more of a greenish blue eyes, and he has a bright blue eyes. But I got them both about the same time. They're about the same size, so I kind of refer to them as my twins, even though they're not. But yeah, so this is Winston and Lavender. Winston, Lavender. So these are two of my special ones that I really love. So with that said, I introduced you to them. So now I want to talk to you about something. Last Sunday, I wanted to post a video for Mother's Day. I wanted to tell all the mothers out there Happy Mother's Day, and let them know that regardless whether they are alone or with their families, somebody was thinking about them. Unfortunately, I did not get the opportunity to, but I did talk to a couple of people, very special other YouTubers, people that subscribe to my channel. And one of the people really touched me. She is a more mature lady, person, and she has a child about my age. And it just broke my heart as we talked that they don't really have a close relationship, and she was spending Mother's Day all alone. And we talked, and I told her, it breaks my heart. I don't know, something about her just really grabs me. She's a very special person to me, and very calming to listen to her voice. And I just wanted to let her know that she is cared for, she is cared about, and that I pray for her relationship with her son to one day get better. But I'm not trying to name drop. I'm not going to name drop or anything, because I don't know what information people have out there or what they want. So my message was going to be basically this. If you're a child of a mother or even a father, a parent, and you have problems with your parent, I do understand. When my daughter was born, I was not talking to my mother. I was estranged from her. Didn't want nothing to do with her or my father. I was kicked out of both homes. I was kind of a troublemaker as a teenager, but the reason I got kicked out of my dad's house had nothing to do with my troublemaking. My mom, I got too unruly for her, so she kicked me out and made me go live with my dad. Since then, my mom and I have reconnected, and she is still living, and I'm very grateful that I was able to spend Mother's Day on the phone with her. I dropped off some gifts for her and stuff. And I really have 5 special, or actually about 6 special mothers in my life. My wife, of course, the mother of my stepchildren. My 2 daughters, stepdaughters, the mothers of my grandchildren. And then my son's 2 girlfriends, or ex-girlfriends, I should say, the mothers to his 2 children. Though there's turmoil between him and them, and we don't get to see those 2 grandchildren often, or very often, I still care about them and still hope and pray for their best of health and best life that they can have. My mom and my wife's mom are both living, and they're very special. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7 mothers, and then number 8 is very special, and she is not here. It's very hard for me on Mother's Day to think about her, and that's the mother of my daughter. As y'all know from my first video, they both passed in the crash 24 years ago. So Mother's Day is really hard on me sometimes, or actually every year for the past 24 years. It's been a rough one for me to try to put behind me. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. I'm getting long-winded. If you're a son or a daughter and you're having issues with your mom, you're not getting along with them, I ask you, please, do everything in your power to try to make the relationship better. One day, they won't be here. And I know not all moms are great moms. Not all moms are good moms. There's obviously bad moms out there. And I understand with those situations. But I also know that sometimes moms make mistakes as you're growing up, and it makes you mad. And sometimes just a simple "I'm sorry" is all it takes. And I say to the moms out there who have, or even the dads, the moms and the dads, who have children who you're being estranged from. Maybe your children done something that you don't like, and you just want to not deal with them anymore. Here's an example. I have a friend who came out to her parents and told them that she was gay or lesbian, and her parents will not talk to her. They threw her out of the house. They call her all kinds of names, and she tells me all the time she just wishes that her parents would love her the way they did before she came out. She doesn't understand how they can love her one minute and not the next, and really I can't either. I get how it's a tough pill to swallow for a parent when a child comes out and says that they may be gay or bi or Maybe if their parent's a Christian and they say they're an atheist, it's a tough thing, a tough pill for a parent to swallow when their child doesn't turn out the way that they had hoped. But I'll tell you from experience, I'll tell you right now, I would love my daughter regardless what she told me. If she told me she wanted to be a boy, I would still love her. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I would still love her. If she told me that she was gay, again, it's not really my thing, but nothing would take my love away from my child. So to those parents out there that's watching that may have a child that you turned away from, think about it. What happens if that child died in a wreck tomorrow? Or if that child come up missing? I don't wish that on nobody. It's my nightmare that I've lived with, and I don't wish that on nobody. So I pray that if you have something that angers you about your child, something they've done, a lifestyle they've chosen, a career that you really wanted them to take and they took a different career. I have a friend that's a comedian and his parents wanted him to be a doctor. He doesn't make great money being a comedian, but he's funny and he makes people laugh, and that makes him feel good. He's driving a beat up, broken down car, and maybe one day he'll be up there with Jeff Foxworthy or Jeff Dunham and be making money. But right now he's just a starving artist, if you will. His parents won't talk to him. His parents have nothing to do with him because he didn't take the career choice they wanted for him. So I'm praying that any of you parents that have children that made you mad, really think about it. Love your children. Regardless of their decisions, love them. God gave them to you as a gift to love, to raise, and one day they'll grow up, or if they have already grown up, and they'll make their own decisions, but you still love them. Children, God give those parents to you, those mothers to you, those fathers to you to love. Listen to them. Parents aren't always right, but they do have a lot of knowledge from their life experiences. You may be 20, 30 years old and think you know everything. I'm 40 and I still don't know everything. 43. I still listen to guys at work that know stuff. I've been driving a truck for 20 plus years. For 20 years, actually, and I still don't know everything about driving a truck. There's things changing every day. I listen to the older guys. I listen to stories from when they were back in the 70s driving, when I was still in diapers. So, listen to your parents. Love them. Try to give them understanding. And by all means, this is something that my brother does to my mom. He'll talk down to her. He'll treat her very poorly. She's getting up in that age where she repeats herself sometimes, and he will just yell and scream at her whenever she repeats herself. Be patient with your parents, especially as they get older, get up in age. Be patient with them. Love them. They were patient with you. I know I'm being long-winded and I keep repeating myself, but that was what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to tell all the mothers Happy Mother's Day and that they're special. I wanted to let all the mothers and the children know, can we all just come together? Can we just bury the hatchet? And I'm speaking to myself too. I haven't spoken to my father, but maybe a handful of times since I was 19 years old. Again, I'm 43. Probably about a half a dozen times is all I've talked to him. There are issues and reasons why, and it has to do with my daughter, my daughter's mom. I won't get into that, but it's something that I've been trying very hard to find forgiveness in my heart and just be a better person. I don't want my dad to die thinking I hate him, because I don't hate him. I just sometimes would rather not be around him. And I know, I know that probably just contradicts everything I just said. But my point in saying that is, I'm doing what I can to try to make amends with him. I can't go back and change what was done, but I can, again, try to be a better person, the bigger person, and tell him, I forgive you, and let bygones be bygones. So with that, I just want to tell you all, let's eradicate hate. And when it comes to your mom and your dad, your family, let's not just eradicate hate, but let's manifest love to a point we never have, to a place where we never have. So I just, again, as I'm getting ready to close, I just want to tell you all, thank you for watching. And to that very special person out there, there are many of you out there I've talked to. You have children, you have little children, you have adult children, and I love you all, and you're all special. But hopefully you know who I'm talking about. To that very special person out there that celebrated this Mother's Day by herself, I want you to know that I was thinking about you the whole day, and I really hope that one day I can do something for you special. I only know you off of chatting with you. I know what state you live in, but that's about it. So just know that you're in my heart, you're in my prayers, and everything will be looking up for you. I just know you're loved and you're cared about very much. Thank you guys for watching my channel. I'll try to make more videos if you want to see more. I've got a few more babies I got to introduce to you yet, so I'll make more videos and introduce them. I got to go through my videos and see which ones I've already introduced to you. That's about it. Eradicate hate, manifest love. Have a wonderful night.